Yo, what's going on, Heat fans? It's your host, MA of the Heat Vlog Spot. And today we're going to discuss what is wrong with the Miami Heat. What's wrong with our team? We're 6-12, 5-game losing streak. It's been rough. It's been a rough ride ever since we got into the finals, but I'll get into it. Let's see what happens. Let me know. Thanks for joining. All right. So, as you guys know, probably you should know, if you're a Heat fan, we lost 5 games in a row. And it's not good because it's the Raptors, the Nets, the Nuggets, and the Clippers. Lost the Nets twice back to back. And guys, I'm not gonna recap the last 3 games. Since we last spoke, we played the Nets the second time, we played the Nuggets, and we played the Clippers last night. And there's no need to talk about those games and anything, because right now I just want to focus on what's wrong with the Heat. And I'm going to tell you guys the answer. All right, here it is. You want to know what's wrong with the Heat? Injuries. COVID-19. That's what's wrong with the Heat. Stephen A. Smith goes on ESPN and calls out the Heat not to be a fluke. Call out the NBA, Stephen A. Call out the NBA for not having great NBA COVID protocols and allowing the Heat and Wizards play that game that night, which led to a bunch of our players getting COVID and doing the contact tracing and having everyone sit out for 10,000 days. And because of that, we had to play Tyler against Philly when he shouldn't have played, and then he aggravates his neck injury, and then he can't play. So that's what's wrong with the Heat. There is nothing wrong. We don't know if there's anything really wrong basketball-wise with the Miami Heat. Don't listen to Stephen A. Smith. If you heard what Stephen A. said earlier, don't even listen to him, because he obviously does not know what is going on. He's just reading whatever the teleprompter is telling him, because this is a joke. It's a joke. How are you going to call out the Heat? If anything, he should be calling out the NBA and using the Heat as an example of why this season is horrendous with the way they've handled everything with COVID-19. It's terrible. Look how we are suffering. The team, the fan base that went to the NBA Finals against the Lakers, who were 2 wins away. Come on. The last 2 to 3 weeks, we haven't had, most of our lineups have been players that weren't even playing in the bubble. Gabe Vincent, was he playing in the bubble a lot? No. KZ? No. Max Strus? No. Precious? No. Come on. Kendrick? No. Kendrick wasn't even playing that much in the bubble in the finals. Like, come on. So we're expected to get on this team. And yes, I know we've gotten flashes. You know, the Bam Adebayo flash from the Nets game. Oh my God, did he really come? You know, there's some issues there, because I think against Jokic, he did get his head rattled, because he definitely looked like he was in his head all night against the Clippers. I mean, Zubac, whoever else was guarding him, was leaving him open for mid-ranges, pretty much daring him to shoot. And he got in his head and decided to keep looking for passes instead of keeping his nose and straight to the rim. He has to learn. He has to grow. Again, we're now with our full squad, though. That allows Bam to, relax and not worry about everything. If Jimmy Gorm were there, he probably wouldn't have to, think about scoring 100,000 points, which is okay. I get it. I can't keep putting stuff on the players when I know that we've had different lineups, starting lineups. Almost every game has been a starting lineup difference. It's amazing that we have put out these many lineups. We're probably going to get through every lineup possible by the end of the season if this keeps going the way it's going. I don't know what to say, guys. We're just the unfortunate side effect of COVID-19. I don't know, side effects are the right word. We're just the victims. We're victims right now. And whoever else is out there, Heat Twitter, everybody listening, man, it is what it is, guys. It sucks. I know it sucks. I mean, I'm watching the games. I'm watching all the games. And I'm like, oh my God, it's ugly. It's not pretty. It's not fun to watch most of the time. Offense can be really, really exhausting to watch. Defense sometimes can be, the energy of the team is not always up. I get it. But, I mean, I'm not blaming the coach, and I'm not blaming the players. Because I think the players do show up from time to time when, you know, everything's clicking as well as it can be. But, I mean, I can't. I can't put too much on Duncan Robinson, because Duncan is supposed to be the distractor / shooter that is going to use other skills once in a while, but not all the time. So, okay. Can't get on him. I can't get on Tyler because he hasn't really been playing, but when he does play, he's freaking awesome. I'll get on Bam a little bit because Bam has shown flashes that he can take over, but he's 23 years old. He's still learning the role. He's not the de facto leader on our team. We have Goran still. We have Jimmy Butler. We have Udonis Haslem. Those guys should be more of the vocal people, the more of the energizers, while Bam right now is learning to do that from them. But how is he supposed to learn and continue to grow when those players can't play and be on the court with him so he can see? Right? You know, Avery Bradley was supposed to be playing a lot more minutes. All the Kendrick Nunn minutes that we've been seeing, that should be Avery Bradley playing. Kendrick Nunn should be playing Gabe Vincent minutes. Like, it's ridiculous how disgruntled this is. Yes, we do have some issues. Even if we had all the players, who's supposed to be next to Bam? Is it Kelly O? Kelly O has sometimes looks good, sometimes looks bad. It is what it is. Kelly O, though, is not a bad option when everybody's healthy, though. You know, everyone gets on Iggy, but for just in the finals a couple of months ago, he's not 25. He's 36, 38, whatever he is now. You know, I can't get on him. I understand he's trying to preserve the body. We got to preserve the body if we make the playoffs. Which now leads me to the playoffs. Like, you know, if we have to try to make the playoffs. Why? At least the play-in game. Because we don't own the pick this year. So, you know, we can't even tank. We can't even say, you know what, let's throw the season to the wind, allow Jimmy and Goran to rest, play Bam and Tyler and all these young guys a bunch, get a bunch of reps in them so we can figure out who we want and who we don't want and whatever. And then next year when we have some money in the summer, we'll sign the players that we need to surround our core. We can't even do that really, because why would we want to give OKC a freaking first rounder and with the chance to get Cade Cunningham or something? Like, no. You know, it's not good for business. Another thing that's bad is now, let's say we do want to get in the trade pool in March during the deadline. It's not going to probably be that good of a trade for us because the players that we could trade or are willing to trade for other players are being played right now and are showing that they're not that great by themselves, that they actually need those players. So now teams can use that as leverage to get more back from us and we get less. So that's not good. So we're losing trade value. I mean, the NBA fucked us, but I can't blame it on the NBA. I gotta put someone blame on the players, because guess what? The players agreed to this, right? They all agreed to play, and no matter what, because they didn't want to do bubbles, they didn't want to stay away from the family, they didn't want to lose money, as much money as they can. So we gotta put some of this blame on the players, and because of that, we do have to get on the players sometimes. Like Bam should be energizing at least and playing aggressive when he's out there, because he's got to look at the floor and realize he's the best player right now. He needs to be the best. He needs to play as the best player. Just do it. You don't. We're not asking you to do it every game, because Goran and Jimmy and everybody else will come back eventually. But now you got to take advantage of these opportunities for you to learn and get mistakes out of the way. And same with every other young player: KZ, Gabe, Max, Tyler, Kendrick, anybody you want to think of, Precious, Duncan, everyone in between, bottom left, whatever, everyone should be using this opportunity. I don't know what to say, guys. Luckily we were in the division with the Washington Wizards, so they're the worst team in our division. But when you look at the standings, we're the third worst team in the East at 6-12. After that, 7-11 are the Raptors and Hornets. And then 8-11 are the Knicks and Orlando, which are tied for 8th place in the East. 9-9 are the 6th and 7th place Cavaliers and Hawks. Like, we're starting to get at that moment, guys, that part of the season where if the Heat don't start winning, that's going to be a big gap. And I don't foresee another 11-30 season in the first half to a 30-11 season in the second half. That was really hard. That wasn't easy by any stretch by that team. That's why that team was so exciting to watch, because we were underdogs and stuff. We weren't on the radar. The reason we're getting our ass whooped is because we're on the radar now. The teams are scouting us. We went to the finals. Duncan Robinson was on national TV for freaking a month. Tyler Hero was on national TV for a month back in the bubble and finals. So we're scouted now. We can't bring any surprises to the table. So the Heat just got to play with the hand they're dealt with. And us as fans can only watch and cheer on and sigh when appropriate. But is there anything truly wrong with the Heat? No. I don't know, actually. We don't know, because the Heat have not played. Part of the Heat have played this year, but the true Miami Heat team has not played. So if you're a Heat fan right now, keep the faith. I know it sucks. Enjoy the little things. And let's hope that once we get a full team back, which hopefully is by next week, we'll start turning this thing around little by little. Now, realistically, when I think about it, we're probably looking at the bottom half of the playoff seeding by the end of the season, which is okay, though, because if they put us back in a bubble for the playoffs, that's where the Heat are dangerous, and that's when we can make another run at this. So keep the faith. I know it sucks, but we're watching a rising superstar in Bam. We're watching a rising all-star in Tyler. We're going to see Jimmy, Goran, and Iggy give it their all. KO is in a contract year, so he's going to flip this around eventually. He ain't going to let himself keep playing this bad, knowing he needs to get paid in the summer. Precious is going to be out there learning. Gabe Vincent, Kendrick Nunn is going to be trying hard to get paid too. All right? So we're fine, guys. We're fine. We're going through one of the toughest times in Heat history because of a virus, because of the NBA protocols, and because of players agreeing to these protocols. Roller coaster, we'll get through it. Heat fans, if you have any questions, any comments, please let me know. Leave it in the bottom or email me, peteblogspot@gmail.com. Hit me up on Facebook if you like, or on Twitter. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. This is MA signing out. Deuces. Till next time, guys. Oh, and we play the Kings tomorrow night, Saturday. Okay? 8 o'clock. Peace.